ask questions about the 1 Corinthians chapter 4, verse 6. Now, dear things, brethren, I have figuratively transferred to myself and Apollos for your sake, that you may learn in us not to think beyond what is written, that none of you may be puffed up on behalf of one against another, okay, against the other. Okay. So the main point is what is written. Okay. In the Chinese Bible say, 不要超过圣经所记的啊 ，beyond what is written and beyond what Bible writes. Beyond what Bible writes. Okay. Of course, the Bible after in early days, in Jesus' time, there's no Bible, right? No Bible, because in that early days, there's only separate, like some patriot, some they use very close paper to print out, like Isaiah, book by book, not all compiled together. Isaiah, Ezekiel, and Proverbs, and Psalms, okay, not together. And in early century, then they piled together. Okay. So when we see what the Bible says, now we say what the Bible says. But in early days, there is no Bible like today we read the Bible. So what is written? What is Apostle Paul most care about it? When people say, I belong to Apollos, I belong to Peter, I belong to Christ, and I belong to Paul. Right? I love Paul's teaching. I love Peter's teaching. Then what Peter will answer them? You remember? Okay, then we go back. The message of the cross. The message of cross. Remember, word become flesh. Then coming in the likeness of a man. Then taking the form of a bound servant to serve everyone, even to wash disciples' feet. And then in the likeness of a sinful man, sinful flesh, and suffering of death and tasted death. So from top, then descending to the earth, and not stop, and going to the hell to taste death for us. So what's written? The message of cross. The message of cross. So if somebody say, I love Pastor A's sermon, or I love Pastor B's sermon, right? I love Pastor C's sermon, then what will you say? You say, I love Pastor D, right? Or I love Pastor E. Then you continue, right? Did you continue? A, B, C, D, E, F, G. No, you say everybody will be the same. All have a different gift, but gift came from Jesus Christ. So all of us have to be humbled, So humble ourselves. Then we should not compare with each other. Okay. Because we go back chapter 4, verse 6. None of you may be puffed up on behalf of one against the other. Because when you say, I love Pastor A, I love Pastor A's style, then, which means you know some parts of them, you know something. Because you belong to Pastor A. And Pastor A may be focused on the Bible study. He might know Hebrews. He might know Greek, the original text. Right? So that's why you love such kind of style. Or you love very spirituality. But all of them came from God. Okay. Understand? Okay. Okay, then we move to part 4. Part 4 is talking about church gathering, okay, morning gathering. Okay, let's turn to Bible. Chapter 11. First Corinthians chapter 11, verse 3. Verse 3. But I want you to know that the head of every man is Christ. The head of a woman is man, and the head of Christ is God. So when people gather together, then we need order. We need order. That's why we need a GA. We need a General Assembly. We need a GA. Because when GA went to every different church, and if some church sing the chorus after prayer, right? After prayer, then sing the chorus. Then some members stand up to sing, and some still keep a kneel down to sing. So should we stand up or kneel down? And some members stand up to sing the chorus, and some members still keep kneeling down to sing the chorus. Right. Like after choirs present hymns, and some members clap, right? Clap, big hand, right? Maybe some members say, why should we give them big hand? Maybe just cause them, make them to be proud. Right? So we have to same mind. We have to be a same mind. So this is ordering, right? Ordering, yeah. So what is the church order? The church order. The church order is a God, then Christ, then church. Because Christ is the head of the church. Then God is the head of Christ. And Christ is the body of the church. Right? He is the body of the church. So the order, God is first, then Christ, then church. Okay. So we are members of church. We have to respect Christ. Then Christ respect God. So whatever God heard from heaven, from Father, right? Heard from Father in heaven, then He will preach to us. He will preach. He will tell to us. So Christ will become mediator 中保 mediator, and also he is our comfort. Yeah. So mediator. Mediator stands between God and man. Who is a mediator in the Old Testament? Who? Who? Who was mediator in the Old Testament? Our high priest? Yeah. Okay, high priest. And who was high priest in the Old Testament? Aaron, Moses, right? So the Bible says Moses is the man of God, 神人, a man of God. So a man of God, which means to stand between God and man. He was standing between God and man. So when Israel people sinned against God, then Moses fell his face down, right? Fell his face down to the ground, and then prayed on behalf people, on behalf Israel people. And when God has something to say to Israel people, have to tell Moses first. Right? So Moses just stand between God and men, the men of God. So God is first. Right? And the order of the family, how about family? So in the church, God first, then Christ, then church. And how about family? Family. Hey. Okay. Family. What is first? You guess? Christ. Family. Christ. So when you visit some family, right? When you visit some family and they have a prayer, and say, Christ is the master of my house. The Christ is the master of my house. 基督是我家之主. The Christ is the master of my house. So Christ is the first position. Then what's next? You, right? Because your parents consider you are above of them. Right? You are number one. Yeah. So when your parents bring you out for dinner, they say, hey, what do you want? Right? Always put your interest atop of them. So you, next one, who? Man, right? Man, which means husband. Husband. Right? Husband is the head of the house. Is the head of the house. This is from biblical, right? From Bible. Then what's the next one? Woman. Right? Woman. Okay. So let's read verse 3 again. But I want you to know that the head of every man is Christ. The head of man is Christ, right? See? The Christ is first. Then the head of a woman is man. The head of a woman is man. And the head of Christ is God. Right. So in family, Christ will put Christ in the first position, in the top position. So when you have a dispute, when you have a quarrel, then you will kneel down to pray to ask Christ to guide your family. When you have something to fight with your spouse, you don't have to continue to fight. Stop fighting. And then kneel down to pray to ask Christ to guide us. Okay? Because he is the master of our household. And when you want to make some decision, like to move to some area, to move to Garden Grove, or to move to Irvine, San Jose, to Phoenix, to Houston. So where to move to? How many of you say move to San Jose? Raise your hand. San Jose. Okay, 1. Okay, 2. Okay, how about Houston? Houston. Okay, how about Irvine? How about Sacramento? Okay. Sacramento house there is cheap, right? Irvine too expensive. And San Jose, the Bay Area, even higher price, right? Too. And Irvine also expensive. So I moved to Sacramento. I only pay $400,000 for my house. It's very cheap, right? Okay, so when you want to make decision, and you kneel down to pray to ask God. Okay, how about the order of service? The order of service. Okay, let's turn to chapter 11. First Corinthians chapter 11. Verse 17. Verse 17. Now, in giving these instructions, I do not press you, since you come together not for the better, but for the worse. See, not the better, instead for the worse. If according to their situation, right, they better not come to the church, because when they went to the church, they suffer from loss. They suffer from loss, right? They suffer the loss. They suffer because they didn't get any benefit. 18. For first of all, when you come together, see, together, as a church, I hear that there are divisions among you. And in part, I believe it. For 19, for there must also be factions among you, that those who are approved may be recognized among you. Therefore, when you come together in one place, see how many together? Verse 17 together, and 18 together, come together, and verse 20, when you come together, so we can say together, right? So when everybody gathering together, then of course we need an order. We need order. Like one after supper, morning supper service. After supper service, then everybody move to dining hall to prepare for dinner, right? Then of course everybody have to line up to pick up the food. Otherwise, if everybody got there, like flies, right? Flies jump into the food, right? Then this all chaotic. Will become chaotic, right? Therefore, we need order because so many people gathering together. Then verse 20. Therefore, when you come together in one place, like now in Irvine Church, it is not to eat the Lord's Supper, for in eating, each one takes his own supper ahead of others, and one is hungry, and another one is drunk. What? See, verse 22 says, what? Do you not have houses to eat and drinking? Or do you despise the church of God and shame those who have nothing? What shall I say to you? Shall I praise you in this? I do not praise you. For some, if their financial status is better, then they bring on their food, 龙虾 and lobster. They bring lobsters. And listen, he said, hey, how come you have lobster? I don't have. Hey, I pay for $10 a pound, right? Last night I went to went to 大华 Georgia, 99, to buy 2 pounds big lobster. Oh, 流口水 make me hungry. So good. I just look at that, but I cannot eat. You won't share with me. So we can see this, no order, no love at all. So that's why Apostle Paul rebuked them. So when we remember Lord's Supper, then we need the order, right? So what is order? Verse 23. For I received from the Lord that which I also delivered to you. The Lord Jesus on the same night in which he was betrayed took bread, and when he had given thanks, he broke it and said, Take, eat. This is my body, which is broken for you. Do this in remembrance of me. 25. In the same manner, he also took the cup after supper, saying, This cup is the new covenant in my blood. This do as often as you drink it in remembrance of me. So they have the heart come to remembrance the death of Jesus Christ. They come, it's good. But the manner, everybody just take care of their own interest, not others. So I can bring my lunchbox, and my lunchbox including lobster, including sushi, sashimi, including coffee, Starbucks coffee, everything inside the lunchbox. And the other members just look at, and some hungry, and maybe it's so weak, lie down on the pew, because so many meals they didn't have, they didn't take the meals. Then it's not right. So how to remember Jesus' supper? How to remember? Then 27. Therefore, whoever eats its bread or drink this cup on the Lord in an unworthy manner will be guilty of the body and blood of the Lord. So first one, we have to understand what is the Holy Communion, and the Holy Communion means. What is it meant to us, Holy Communion? So at least twice a year, church hold the Holy Communion. Then we have to understand what it means. So say, if anybody drink this cup or eat this bread with unworthy manner, which means you have to believe this is the blood of God, this is the blood of Jesus Christ, and this is the body of Jesus Christ, his body and his blood, because he shed the blood for us and died on the cross for us. Can you imagine if you were Jesus' mother, Mary, if you were Mary? When Jesus was kneeled down on the cross, his mother might not follow him, might not, because his mother always stay home. But the news was spread to everywhere very soon. The news, Jesus was kneeled on the cross. So the news was spread, even no TV, no email, right? But mouth by mouth, right? The news reached to Mary's ear. What? My son was kneeled down on the cross. My son. Okay. So he tried to looking for his son. Then where his son is? Where? How can he find his son? How? Deborah, how to find his son? GPS? Turn the radio news? Non-radio, no GPS, right? So how to find his son? Huh? How did Mary search for his son? Huh? Ask people, hey, where's Jesus, right? Yes, one way, right? And the other way, because Jesus was beaten, and then all the way the blood dropped on the floor, on the ground. The blood dropped on the ground all the way. So maybe his mother just traced the blood on the ground, right? And then looking for, okay, this way. Wow. 3 crosses there. 3 crosses there. And one man knelt down on the cross was his son. Then he approached his son. Hey, this is my son. Look like, because they beat him so severely. Almost could not recognize. Imagine when you were beaten by someone, right? By someone, swollen here, on the ear, at your eye swollen, ear breathing there, breathing here, and the hair just, I don't know how to say it. Yeah. Can you recognize? Of course not, right? Then, yeah, my son, how come like this way? And he's just crying under the cross. So Jesus said, look, mom, look, your son. If his mother look at his son already, why Jesus said, mother, look at your son? Because his mother just face down to crying, wow, so bitterly. Wow. This is Jesus. Okay, turn to Luke, chapter 3. Chapter 2. Luke chapter 2, verse 34. Luke chapter 2, 34. 34. Then Simeon blessed them and said to Mary, his mother, behold, this child is destined for the fall and rising of many in Israel, for a sign which will be spoken against. 35. Yes, a sword will pierce, a sword will pierce through your own soul, which means your own heart, right? A sword will pierce through your own heart. See? So when Jesus was knelt down on the cross, his mother saw one was speared, some speared, just pierced through, right? Through his own heart. How sadly, 多么的伤心啊！How sad it was. Okay, then we go back. 1 Corinthians chapter 11. (11, 28). Yeah. But let a man examine himself, and also let him eat of the bread and drink of the cup. For he who eats and drinks in an unworthy manner eats and drinks judgment to himself, not discerning the Lord's body. Okay, so we have to examine ourselves. Yeah. If anyone commits sin, especially commit sexual immorality, so please do not partake the cup. Don't push yourself Don't expel yourself to partake. Like Saul, Saul, when Samuel talked to Saul, you have to wait for 7 days in Ramah, because we will be there to anoint you as a king. And then, first day, second day, third day, fourth day, 5th day, and 6th day, 7th day. So waiting for Samuel's coming. Still not coming. And he saw Philistines try to attack Israel. Philistines soldiers more and more, but the side soldiers less and less, because everybody saw, wow, so many enemies. Everybody scared. Then they just walk away. Therefore, their army on their side will be fewer and fewer. So he got nervous. He said, if I did not offer sacrifice, then which means God won't help us. But this is a situation now. Where came from the help? The help come from where? So just compare himself to offer sacrifice. Then it's not good. It displeases God. Okay. So we have to examine ourselves. Don't push yourself. So before we partake the cup and eat the bread, we have to examine ourselves. Until your conscience feel clear, your conscience feel okay, peaceful, then you partake the cup. Okay, continue on verse 30. For this reason, many are weak and sick among you, and many sleep. Sleep? Of course, not sleep, it's die. Because sometimes the Bible call human being death. It is sleep. Like Lazarus, Lazarus get sick, right? And Jesus, their family invited Jesus go to their house to make him healed. And some people report to Jesus Christ. He said, already died. But Jesus said, he's sleeping. He is sleeping now. We will go there to see him. Right? And his disciples just mistakenly say, oh, if he is sleeping, then will be no problem. Then Jesus said, no, he is dead. Okay, he is dead. So sometimes the Bible refers people's dead as sleeping. For the better or for the worse. Okay. Division among you, divided, no good. It's not good. We talked already. Division. Be factions among you. So be united and despise the church. Despise the church. Okay. So we have to show respect and mercy. Show respect to the other people who are poor. We have to love them, show our mercy to them. So share your food to them. Then she wait one another. Say, wait one another. And I should remember Christ's love and death. We learn how to partake the Lord's Supper. in early days of TDC, when we partake the bread, usually we wait until everybody get the bread. Then we all say thanks, and then we eat bread. But nowadays, we change the policy. Whoever take the bread, then you can eat it first, right? Right? Okay, now we practice like this way, yeah. But in early days, when I was a child, younger age, then we have to wait until everybody get the bread. Then we, the minister say, okay, then everybody give thanks to God, and then partake, eat the bread. Yeah. Because we follow the spirit in the Bible. We follow the example in the Bible, yeah, in chapter 11. Okay, the next part, order of a spiritual gift. So now we learn the order of a church. God is first, then Christ, then church. And the order of a family, Christ first, then husband, then wife. Okay. So sister, you have to understand, the husband, the brother is your head, okay? No matter what reason, no matter how you like or not, yeah. This is a biblical teaching. The husband, so you have to respect husband. Yeah. So when you are in the public, before the public, you have to show respect to your husband. Yeah. So if you have to make decision, if somebody asks you, need your approve, then you say, okay, let me check my husband. Let me check my husband. Actually, your husband, after your husband will ask you, hey, like a certain, it's okay. He will ask you, so don't worry, your husband finally will respect you. But in the public, you show everybody you respect your husband. This wise woman do this, okay? Okay. But husband, you have to love your wife. Even your wife will show respect to you. But when you get home, you say, hey, I'm the head of household, right? So I make decision. Your opinion, nothing, right? Because the Bible says so, right? I am the head of household, so I can make decision. No, you have to ask your wife, okay? What do you think? What's your opinion? Respect her opinion. Because men, boy and girl, different. Chromosome Y and X, right? X and Y, yeah, different. Sister is much more detailed, much more detailed. Yeah. And me too, husband, right? Boy always forget this, forget that, right? We're not so detailed. If your boy is so detailed, then just like a girlish, you know? Yeah, like a girlish. Because God created us like this. We are made of dust, right? And they're made of the rib. And rib is more precious. Yeah. Okay, it's more high quality, right? So also love your spouse, your wife, and you respect your husband in the public. Okay. Okay, the next one, order of a spiritual gift. Yeah. You see, body and parts. We have one body, but we have many parts. This is what we know. And the gift, same. We have this many gifts, and God will give each one special gift. And the gift, we say talent. Sometimes we call talent, 才华才干. And talents came from God, and like a natural, like some people have natural singing, right? Okay, I try to singing with shaking my voice. Good song, but some sister very good voice, go song, you know, it's shaking, right? Because we vibrate. In violins, we call vibrate, vibration, right? Vibrate, vibrato, vibrato, yeah. In the violin, vibrato, right? Like some resound. And this is a special gift. Even I try to learn, right? Like I can't. Okay. But some people have some gift, yeah. Like a piano, play piano, and play violin. They have a special gift. Yeah. And to me, I learned violin, but so far, even I learned 3 years, right? So far still, do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, si, do, A, B, C, D, dun, 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 dun. I try to make progress. I try to make improvement, but it's so hard because of gift. And some people have a language gift, like learning English, learn Chinese, learn Spanish, learn Portuguese, French, Italian, all very fast. And they have such kind of sense. They have a sense. So they only learn maybe 3 months, then they can speak very good. Some people have such kind of gift. And to me, I don't have any. Even my mother tongue, Chinese, I can speak it very well. I cannot speak it very well. I have some trouble sometimes, tongue twisting. So don't worry, because God given different people have different gifts. And this order, we also need order. One body, but many members. Paul used the physical human body as a metaphor for the church, and analogy to explain how the church is designed to function in the purpose. We need each other. We need each other. Hand need the feet, and feet need the hand. Your body need the eyes. Your body need a nose. Even nose is very small, right? Your eyes is so small. But the eyes is very important to your whole body. Even hair, right? Even hair. Hair is nothing, right? Yeah. But now, I lose my hair, right, on the center part. So after 5 years, you will see Pastor A will be different on the head, right? Maybe no more head, yeah. After 5 years, I guarantee, right, will be different, yeah. But the hair is very important, even small issues, small thing is very important to us, yeah. So enable each individual members to operate at full potential, full potential. So we just help the other people operate or function its potential. Function its potential. Like if you have potential in language gift, then we just help to promote you to learn more, to have more opportunity to practice. To learn any kind of skill, any kind of language. Then send you to Spanish. Then send you to Dominica, send you to Argentina to preach the gospel. And if you know Portuguese, then we'll send you to Brazil. Right? And we belong to each other. We belong to each other. So we need each other anyway. We are all different from one another to complement one another. Like husband and wife is different. So if you looking for a spouse, right? If you're looking for a spouse, do not looking anybody just exactly like you. Right? Exactly like you. If you are slow pace, 慢动作啊，你的什么都很慢 ，slow pace. Of course, maybe nicer, right? You are nicer, you are nicer, you are soft. I'm looking for another soft. 结果2个都慢啊，2个都慢吞吐move very slowly. But if one fast pace, right, and the other one slow pace, two will help each other. And one nicer and the other one maybe short temper. Don't worry. Anyway, looking for the different. Because when you're looking for different, then you will admire his or her differences. Yeah. So to complement one another and to work well together, to cooperate, to play on each other's gift and strength. We are called to care for one another in one body. Okay? Knowing one another, we have to know each other. Right? Like a hand know feet, and feet have to know hand. Enter into each other's joy and sorrow. Okay, let's turn to chapter 12. Chapter 12, verse 22. Okay, 21. And the eye cannot say to the hand, I have no need you, I have no need of you, nor again the head of the feet, I have no need of you. No, much rather, those members of the body which seem to be weaker are necessary. 23. And those members of the body which we think to be less honorable, on those we bestow greater honor, and our unpresentable parts have greater modesty. But our presentable parts have no need, but God composed the body, having given greater honor to that part which lacked it. 25. That this should be no schism in the body, but the members should have the same care for the other. And if one member suffers, all the members suffer with it. Or if one member is honored, all the members rejoice with it. 27. Now you are the body of Christ. You are the body of Christ, and members individually, and God has appointed this in the church. First, okay. So God has appointed this in the church. Okay. Even you consider you are so weak. Like, oh, 我不会说英文啊, I cannot speak English, I cannot play piano, I cannot interpret, I cannot lead a hymn, I cannot play piano. Yeah. God still give you some specialists, some special. Yeah. So the first one, you have to find what is your gift. What is your gift? Everybody has his own gift. Everybody, because when God put us here, then God wants to make us function here, operate some function here. Okay. Then we have to respect each other. Respect. But should not look down on others. Look down on others, because everybody have gift. Then God treasure everybody's gift. Treasure, cherish. God cherish, because we are His artwork. We are His artwork, right? Handiwork. When you painting, you spend 1 week to paint a picture, right? To paint a picture, and also hang on the other frame, right? Frame, and then hang on the wall. Hang on the wall. Then when I visit your house, I saw the picture, right? I say, who draw the picture? I said, me. Jeremiah said, me. I painted the picture, right? Then I said, okay. I hold my pen. I signed my name there, right, in the pen. Pastor Yeh, Wenchen Yeh, visit here, November 2nd, 2018. Are you happy? Jeremiah, are you happy? You spent one week to paint your masterpiece. I just sign my name on your picture. Of course, not happy, right? So if you have some clay art, then your siblings or some people by accident just knock down, then broken. Wow. I spent almost 1 month to make this one broken. So you will make the ark. So you will cherish, right? You will cherish. You will protect it, right? So same, God created us. Then God will cherish us. God will treasure everybody because we are His handwork. So He will cherish us. He will protect us. So we have to respect each other. Okay, respect each other. Order the spiritual gift, edify the church. The gift is to edify the church. Then edify yourself, because your gift is to serve our church. Okay. Then the next one, order of prophesying, like speak. Okay. Everybody want to share, right? Want to share your opinions, reflection. You want to share your reflection. And then raise your hand. Or you raise your hand, and she or he raise his hand or her hand. Then everybody raise your hand. So who have to speak first? Then we need order. So speak with the tongues or prophesize also need order. Edify church or edify himself. If he speak in tongue, it's edifying himself. If it's prophesying, then edify the church. Like now, I edify everybody because I speak the language. But if I pray, hallelujah, it's a tongue, right? Can you understand? Of course not. Then I edify myself. So insider or outsider. If we have an outsider, like this morning, we have a Bible study fellowship, and there is two seconds join us. And then at the first time prayer, we use understanding language because to edify church, to edify others. When we have outsider join us. And both are important. Both are important. Okay. Okay, this is the order of the prophesying. If you want to share your reflection, share with everybody, then you have to take turns. The first principle is to take turns. From left side to right side, from left side to right side, then everybody stand up to share your opinion, to share your reflection. And give up. Sometimes you have to give up. If you speak 3 times, then let those who never speak, let them speak first. If you always raise your hand, and those who keep quiet, and once they raise their hand, then we respect them. Then you will give up. So sometimes you will give up. Okay. And sometimes we just yield to them. You go first. You first. The order, right? The order get first. 年纪大的就请他们先说lady first, lady and then gentleman. Sister then brother. Okay. The yield. So sometimes the boy have to yield to girl. And my right, sometimes it's your right. You have to say something. You have to say because you are right. In Chinese society, sometimes we have a Bible study, and okay, now just share. Everybody share. Then everybody keep it quiet. If everybody just give up your right, it's not right. So sometimes we have to cherish our right. Okay, our right. I speak some. Okay, because this is God give us a chance, opportunity to share His love, to share His grace upon us. So this ordering, take turns and give up, yield, my right. Okay. Then let's turn to 14, chapter 14. Verse, last verse. Last verse, verse 40. Let all things be done decently and in order. All things be done in the church, okay, in order. Everything, okay, including prophesying, everything. In order, line up for food, everything. In order, like the cup, your cup, put it in the dining hall, also put it in order. Not here, there. Your personal quarter also put in order. Not这边一件衣服your clothing here, there, your socks, right? Your socks, one here, the other one there, put it in order. Your shoes, your slipper, right? Put it in order. Like a soldier army, soldier, military soldier, they have everything in order. So let all things be done decently and in order, okay? Especially in the public area, in the church. So this is talking about when we gather, that everybody gathering together. Because so many people, right? And so many people, we have many stuff in the church. Therefore, we need to put it in order. Understand? Okay. Any questions so far? So this part we're talking about gathering. Okay. Then gathering, we need order. Why we need order? Why do we need order? Simple, because everybody together, so many people, right? Then without order, then we'll become chaotic. Simple, right? Like traffic, we need an order, right? We need a light, traffic light. So everybody follow the light. Any questions? If not, tomorrow we are going to move to resurrection. Okay. If you don't have any questions, it's good because you understand. You read. I believe you read First Corinthians already. Right? So maybe every day you read some chapters. Yeah. So now we are going to pray. We pray. What we should pray? What should we pray for? Remember? Pray for our health, right? Health. Pray for your health. Health is very important to you, right? And also your parents, also pray for your parents. If your parents get sick, then cannot going out to work to make money for you, right? Then you have trouble. Huh? So also pray for your parents. And then pray for financial status, right? Not poor and not too rich. Middle is okay, right? Middle. And then pray for, remember? Marriage. Okay, see, you remember, marriage, yeah. Even you are so young, right? You have to pray for your marriage. I'm serious. From now on, pray for your marriage. And what's next? Pray for President Trump, right? Trump, yeah. So God help him to make right policy, the good policy. Not a crazy policy. And last one, pray for, what's the last one? Church? Yeah. Yeah. What's the last one? Read your notes. 5. Wisdom. Thank you. Wisdom. Okay. Especially pray for your EQ. Okay. To your IQ, right? IQ may be very difficult to increase, but EQ you can learn. You can learn from EQ. So how to be successful? Of course, IQ is very important, but IQ is come from God. Maybe fixed already because God give you such kind of gift, right? Gift. But EQ we can pray for, right? How to deal with your hardship? How to deal the pressure, right? How to deal with the pressure? How to deal with human being relationship conflict, especially conflict between you and your parents, maybe. How many of you have a difficult relationship between you and parents? Raise your hand. Okay, good. So pray for it. Right? I can help you. You pray for it. So pray for wisdom, how to deal with all the situation. Okay, let's pray. Kneel down to pray.